Okay, so there's one priority question right under here. I just want you to try to do it by yourself. I'll give you 1 minute, just do the first one. Okay? Give you 1 minute, do the first one. And then we'll do the rest of them. Do the rest of them again. Starting with the motion. At the taking class here, they know so much. They're all gonna pass in class. They just don't know it yet, but they're all gonna pass in class, and then they're gonna see me and United, and they're gonna buy me lunch. And I want them to take me to Subway, take me to McDonald's, so you can't see. Okay, y'all got it. Y'all got this. I have to make it hard. Okay, so number one was a group of very difficult patients. They all had issues. So who did we prioritize? The question was this. Let me do it. All right, so a nurse, number one says, a nurse is assigned to one patient, each with a respiratory condition. Which patient should the nurse prioritize first? We have, number one is a 65-year-old patient with COPD. They're on 2 liters of oxygen. They're reporting shortness of breath after walking to the bathroom. Two, 58-year-olds. They have asthma. They're using a rescue inhaler, oxygen saturation 90% on real air, and they're wheezing. Three, 17-year-olds with pneumonia. They're on antibiotics, have a productive cough, temperature of 101 Fahrenheit, oxygen 90% on 4 liters in the second. Four, 48-year-old, newly diagnosed with PCD, reporting sudden onset chest pain, shortness of breath, respiratory rate 30, oxygen 88%. Who's our priority? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 4. 4. You think 4? That was not easy at all. So 4 is the priority. Why? Because they have the lowest oxygen. They have a new pulse, the symbolism. This is all we're worried about. Okay, they got okay. Let's turn the page over. Let's switch up a bit. Turn to page 14. 14 is more challenging. All right. 14, what I did was I just put it down to 2 pages. So it's either A or B. Either A or B. Okay? Who's the priority? Number 1. Are we together? Okay, A or B. Number 1, A is a client with pneumonia, coughing up big sputum, respiratory rate 1.8, or B, client with a UTI, fever 101.5, heart rate 110, blood pressure 80 over 40. Who's the priority, A or B? Correct answer, A. Why is A the priority? What kind of issues do A have? Airway. Okay, that thick sputum, the airway issue. Okay, that's all we're doing. 2, you ready for 2? Here you go. A, the client with a cut to the arm bleeding profusely, or the client with a blood pressure 89 over 60. Who's the priority, A or B? Correct answer, B. Why is B the right answer? Because what? You say because what? Yes, the blood pressure. Okay, so if a patient just has an arm and is bleeding out, and you never come, what's gonna happen to the arm? They'll lose the arm, right? The arm is just bleeding. How long can you live with a bleeding arm? How long? Hours? Days? Days, right? Patient's blood pressure is dropping. How many organs are affected? The brain, the lungs, kidneys, spleen, right? It's affecting the entire body. Who's the priority, A or B? B. Right, let's try number 3. A. A client presenting with sudden confusion, left-side weakness, and slurred speech started 45 minutes ago. Or B. Client with chest pain started 2 hours ago, radiating to the left arm. History of coronary artery priority. B. Yes. Okay. Moving on. 4. A client with suspected appendicitis reporting right lower quadrant pain, 7 out of 10. Nausea, will rebound tenderness on outpatient. Or a client with a bowel obstruction reporting severe abdominal distension, vomiting, green bile. Who's the priority? Huh? Who's the priority? Who's the priority? Who's the priority? Who's the priority? I'm just gonna keep doing it. Correct answer is B. B. Why? B. Because the patient has a bowel obstruction. That's big. Because if that bowel perforates, now what does the patient have? Sepsis. Okay? That's hard to do. Not much you can do about the bacteria in the bloodstream. All right? Priority B. Let's go back. Client A has 20% second degree burns on the chest and arm, or B, a client with an open fraction of the tibia, actively bleeding from the wound, with a heart rate 130, blood pressure 88 over 60. A or B? Correct answer A. Why? I'm just gonna keep going. I'm like y'all say A. Why is it A? Because where are the burns? Chest. Burn in the chest, airway. You worry about airway. Second degree burns too, though. Okay. 6. A is a client with diarrhea, or B, a client with acute pain from renal stones. A or B? A. A. I know. 7. A client with a fever of 103 Fahrenheit. We use Fahrenheit. 103 Fahrenheit, suspected infection at the IV site. Or a client with a history of falling who is wandering around the halls without assistance. A or B? A. A. Good job. A client with anorexia nervosa who has not consumed anything in 48 hours and is exhibiting weakness, or a client with mania who has been awake for 48 hours and they're requesting a sedative to help them sleep. A or B? A. Good job. Good job. All right, 9. A client who feels isolated and has requested a family meeting for emotional support, or a client who is seeking spiritual counseling. They need to find a deeper meaning in life. A. Oh, both A's too. Okay, it's A. She's the first one. All right, not bad, not bad, not bad. Oh, all right. So these are challenging, 100%. Any questions about any of these? These are tough. So how do you get better at these, or just doing more? Okay, we'll do a lot of, because I can switch it up in 100 different ways. Okay, you guys have to be able to stay with me. Let's go back. I'm gonna finish up the last 5 questions here, and then we have a big thing I came here to show y'all. It's my secret to success. Okay, it took me a long time to find out the secret to success, but I'm here to show it. I'm here to tell it. I'm here to explain how we're gonna do it when we get to the United States. It's very important. And I know y'all like to work hard. opinion, I heard about it, so that was the big part, okay? So let's just do this priority question, the pause will say something, and then we're going to do super success. So let's look at number 2. A nurse is assessing 65-year-old male client who is admitted with what? Vomiting, diarrhea, general weakness. Okay? Client has a history of CKD. CKD. They're taking diuretics. Upon assessment, the patient is lethargic. They have a blood pressure 85/50. Look, heart rate 110 beats per minute. Which of the following assessments should the nurse prioritize? Number 1 says assess the ECG stat. 2, assess the client's urine output. 3, evaluate the client's mental stat using a mini mental stat. Or 4, assess the client's thorough electrolyte levels. What are we going to do? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 4. Ooh. That's hard. We're looking at electrolyte levels. A lot of stuff in these questions are going to be distractions. They have nothing to do with anything. You have to be able to find the point. Lesson 3. A nurse is assessing a 78-year-old female. They admitted with dizziness and fall. Patient comes in with dizziness and fall. The client has a history of atrial fibrillation and taking warfarin. Warfarin is a what? Anticoagulant. Okay. During the assessment, the nurse notes small bruises on the left arm, a pulse of 58, blood pressure 130/80. The patient reports feeling weak and has pale conjunctiva. What's the priority nursing action? Number 1, check if the warfare therapeutic dose. 2, assess the client's hemoglobin and hematocrit levels. 3, perform or focus neurological assessment for signs of a stroke. 4, check the client's INR. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Correct answer is 2. 2 is right. Okay. We're checking the hemoglobin and hematocrit level. This patient is bleeding. They're on warfarin. They got bruises. They're weak. I'm moving on. That was good. Number 4 says a nurse is assessing. Okay, that's fine. Nurse is assessing a 78-year-old female client who was admitted with shortness of breath. She's leaving to America. Give her a hand. She's been born early. I love that. All right, here we go. A nurse is assessing a 78-year-old female client. The client has shortness of breath, fatigue, history of chronic kidney disease. During the assessment, the nurse notes 3+ edema in the lower extremities, crackles in both lungs, and oxygenation of 88% or air. The client reports having gained 4 kilograms in the last week, which is a priority action. And importance of here is number 1, because that oxygen level is so low, so we're going to prioritize oxygen. Number 5 says this: a nurse is assessing a 58-year-old male client who was admitted with severe abdominal pain and a history of alcohol abuse. The client reports nausea, has a distended abdomen, and is guarding his abdomen during palpation. 5 times. Temperature 101.2, heart rate 112, blood pressure 96/64. Patient appears diaphoretic with sweat. The nurse also notes jaundice and decreased urine output. What's the priority nursing action? Number 1, administer IV fluids to maintain perfusion. 2, assess the client's liver function. Test results. 3, insert the nasogastric tube. Or 4, administer an antiemetic. What are you going to do? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Correct answer is going to be number 1. Your patient is crashing. Okay, blood pressure 96/64. They're sweating. Heart rate is tachycardic. Okay, history of alcohol abuse. Increased urine output. So number one. All right. Let me just tell you guys, you have done a tremendous amount of studying. Are you still with me? Okay. Was this easier or harder than you thought? Harder, easier? Okay. All right. This is the process. If you want to change, you have to be willing to do something new. And that is what you are all committed. You all showing up here. You could be anywhere, but you chose to take time out to make sure that you're here. That lets me know that you're serious about it. So everything that you need to get to the U.S. is in this room. I'm going to have Paul come up and I'm going to have him tell you the next best thing for you. Okay? All right, clap Paul up.
Thank you so much, Paul. I believe most of us have been having questions the way you're coming were quite technical. Not hard, not easy, just technical. And that's why you need Professor Regina to guide you through so that you are able to pass on your first attempt. But I'm going to give you a story how I commenced my journey. You know, most people used to ask me, how did you start? I used to be a student leader in Masida School of nursing student leader. And I was so patriotic in such a way that I never believed in relocation. I was somehow arrogant because when people speak about overseas, I was like, Kenya ni nyumbani, sio? Jenge Kenya. Until when I went to Karen Hospital, I was part of the academic team that prepared students. So the first class graduated. When they did graduate, because I was easy with them, the next year, the same students, some of them came back to our office with calls from US employers, and they wanted their nurse lecturers to sign. So I'm sitting there. The guy I was just teaching on how to do everything in nursing is now back to my desk, and they're telling me I'm supposed to rotate to US by the next 6 months. I asked myself, then what am I doing? Me, I'm sitting here, preparing you, then you go to US, you read me. That is how I started the process. I immediately commenced the process, and within no time, I was in the UK. Truly speaking, UK did good work. We did in and we did good work. We appointed so many nurses. And as we speak, so many nurses from Mary to Victoria, they are 10 victims. They have relocated. But the process was for a short period of time. Short period of time, that is 5 years. Because it was sponsored by the UK government. I know some of you here, when we were processing the data, used to come to me and say, you know, I'm not married. I'm waiting to get the lap of my life before I start. You are still starting. You know, my firstborn is just 2 months. I want at least for him to be 7 months. Now he's 12 months. You never surrender. You know, I'm waiting for something before I start. So every time we are procrastinating, by the time some of you started, the process is ready. So the challenge is here. The US is open. I'm open for you guys. The demand is so high. The challenge is you. When are you going to start the process? Are you waiting for tomorrow? Are you waiting until your firstborn is 8 years? What are you waiting for? I've always said, some people will say, an enemy of a nurse is a nurse. I'll tell you now. An enemy of a nurse is actually procrastination. The nurse has herself or himself. So, if you have a dream, you don't need to have lots of resources. You don't need to be special. You just need to have that dream to start your journey. This is the time. And as we say, if you are a nursing student at diploma level, when you start your process, you start your process when you are that year. Before you reach that year, have you subscribed to Professor Regina's YouTube? Have you subscribed to Professor Regina's website so that you are able to access her materials, her content, as you use the same content to prepare for nursing council exam? If you're fourth year, second year, third year, are you also doing the same? As you wait to be fourth year for you to start the process, can you subscribe to her sites? Go to Facebook, Rima Enquest. Go to Twitter, Rima Enquest. She also dances on TikTok, Rima Enquest. Go to her website, Rima Enquest, and you access the content information as early as now. So that by the time you are in that sheet, you are able to start the process. Now, coming back to those who already got the license, we agree. When were you supposed to start the process? Yesterday. So today you are late. You need to be running. So Professor Regina came here and we came full package. If you are here and you feel you could have said yesterday, you're already late. We have come with everything to ensure that you get that chance. We have brought every resource here in Mary. It's upon you to make that decision so that we can start this verification. But before we come to that, I also want to recognize some of you who are already in the process. Before I come to those who want to start the process, let me start this way. How many of us here have sat for 10 minutes and have passed? I know you. Just stand. Please, you can stand up. Can you clap for her? Okay, who else has done NCLEX and has passed? Or who did NCLEX and failed? Even the same questions you've been doing, who passed? Do you feel like you passed or you are? Okay, we have one answer who utilized your books. She was among the first people when we came to Kenya in March. She made a call to our team and she was like, I have to pass NCLEX. And right now here, she's here with us and may have a chance to present her to you. Maybe she tells you herself. You know, when it comes to speak, you say speak. But I want her to speak from her heart, from what she understands. So please come forward.
Clap her up. This is an amazing accomplishment. We can't just take it. Actually, like we have one. I didn't teach it. But it's a pleasure. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Marcy. I'm invited this afternoon to their home. I mean, for me, I would say it was a tough journey. So I'm not yet through. I'm now else. That's why I came here. And also I came to Professor Regina because I used our books. I've started by saying it is not an easy journey because I first did my NCLEX in April and I went all the way to South Africa and I failed. Then I registered again in July, on 8th July. So for the first time, I used a lot of materials, a lot of books, and was very tired. At the end of it all, I got confusion. So when I came back again,
I will say it is by God's grace. I was just passing through the YouTube thing and I met this beautiful lady, Regina. And that day, she was saying that use one content. And I felt I should try it. And because I had already booked the second time, and I had only 4 weeks, so I managed to purchase 2 books, that is the NCLEX-USRN and the virtual trainer, and I had only 4 weeks. I purchased through the Kenyan nurse. Maybe with our MD, because I had only 4 weeks, I really quarreled with them because I was getting late and I had not received my books, but they managed to send them to me and I got them. And I enrolled in the virtual trainer for 3 weeks. For the Q months, I managed to do 1,000 questions because I was sleeping at 12 and waking up at 4. And I have a little baby, so I was really tired. But I managed to do the quick part in the virtual trainer, and I finished just one day before I went for my exam. And once again, I had to travel to South Africa again because Kenya they are not started. I had to try. But I thank God, these 2 books, I'm here to tell you the truth. These 2 books, you can make it. For me, I didn't get the training, but I used it, the virtual trainer and the quick parts. I went through. By the way, you could ask me the content that they sent and I could tell you. Because I used to go to job with it, nikienda lunch niko nayo, jioni, mpaka my little kid alikuwa ananiambia your teacher Regina, she's 4 years. Alikuwa anasema mwalimu wa mama mzungu lakini akona kelekula. That was a testimony of my teacher. And I thank God, after the second time I managed to pass. And that is really overwhelming because once you pass, the second week they are giving you the message, they are calling you USRN. Mpaka unajisikia umefika huko. But I thank God now I'm on NCLEX, and that's why I came here to register with the Kenyan nurse, because through them I got the books and I made it. So this guy can really help you, and I'm still pursuing my dream. I'm grateful to meet you, Sakano, because thank you.
So you took a leap and invested in yourself, and I'm trying not to cry because your story is amazing. Okay, it's not easy to fail the NCLEX and try again. It's very discouraging. She had to go a long journey. So for you to try again, I just want to say thank you for being that example. If y'all didn't hear anything I said, you were the reason. I want to give you something, an investment from my home country. This is my favorite part. So I'm bringing something from my home country. I want to give you your first American paycheck for investing in yourself.
For happy, it's $1. Not the Kenyan shillings. That is $1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. equal to $3 US. So the main purpose, let's start with them this. Massive, as Kenyans, we are so humble and keep our Christian one. Thank you so much for pushing us, and it's because of your push that we did so well in delivering books. Thank you so much. Yes.
I'm worthless. So there's one thing that I love about her. If you listen to her training, at the end of every topic, she has a word of God to encourage you. Even at the time that you're almost giving up, that word, it energizes you and you feel that you're going to make it. And then I love the slogan in your book. It says, I can make it, I will make it, I must pass it. And I declare that every morning that I must, I will, and I will pass it. Do the same thing and you shall pass. And I'm telling you the truth. She has just said here, we are going to buy our lunch for US together. I'll be the first one to buy you lunch.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. You didn't have to be here if you came for the next part. So you are showing that with God it's possible.
So much to the Kenyan Max. Without you people, we are in the darkness. But your blood lights to us. So it is a challenge for us. Hata sisi tukienda, we're going to bring more lights to our people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, yes. This is the kind of inspiration we come across each and every place we go. We come across nurses who are really benefiting from the program. What are you waiting for? You. Wewe. Mwenye nimekuangalia. Nimekuona. Wewe. Mwenye unaniangalia. Mimi unangoja. Okay. Then we also have some of us here who are already in Professor Regina's training. How many of us are already subscribed? Every day they are listening to her, they're reading her books, they're moving on. By the show of hand, please. How many of us have people, if you can stand up? Yes, please. Those already in the training, ongoing, they are waiting very mercy. If you are somewhere, you stand up, please. Already in the training, napambana, sio? Asubuhi, jioni, we are going through the system. Professor Regina, would you mind to appreciate them and have 2 words for them?
Absolutely. So it's nice for everybody sitting here to have the vision of going to the United States. It's nice to have the idea of going to the United States. But what I can say is that you have taken it to the next step. Come on, taking it to the next step. Okay. So this is something that we say, and I call them like, the dream to come in the US is free. Anybody can have the dream. The vision is free, but the decision is the better of the two. The decision is what's going to drive you to really follow through. You know what state you want to work in?
Yes, my name is Ulika from Kenya Methodist University, Canada, alumni. I'm waiting for my ATT now. I studied in Kenya University. When I attended that, I started the process, I started following up meetings at the current player where every morning I remember Monday. Monday is Wednesday. Yes. Texas.
My name is Greg. I'm going to take a. What's your name? Where you going?
My name is Delphi. I'm going to take a book.
Okay. You already have the difficult CPFNS already. That's amazing. That is amazing. You are well aware. You're well aware.
Habari zipokei kumbarakani tofauti. Then all because we have brought the program here. Because I had a people from since I think my colleague Ubu was not there. But there is no learning taking. But now I got it from the Kenyan. But towards the end of the Sister Regina, she came in at the first time. And when I saw her, I heard that there is a way to the US. I not the training. I did not do the exam. I stayed there in first started with the NCLEX training. And I'm in the case of the NCLEX registration.
Hello, my name is Johnson, an alumni of NIH University, recently completed my internship, and I'm not yet decided where I'm going to test it, but I'm going to the US.
Jaime,
Good afternoon. My name is Lakan Samba, intern from the Tuka Federal Hospital, a graduate from Temple University. I came to know you, I'm not a policy manager for the school. That's why I started for thank you so much. For the steps, I'm ready. It's nice to just see lately.
Good afternoon. I'm James Canada. I work. Thank you.
so this is what it looks like to move from where you are to the next step. Everybody in your mind be thinking about what is the next step for you. Because I don't want to come back here in a couple months and see y'all in class. I want you to have been already on to the next step. So it's going to take time to say thank you so much. You guys are my course. I'm here as a mentor for you. Please, Paul is here. We want to see you succeed. We have invested so much for you to succeed. So thank you so much for taking advantage of the opportunity.
There is someone who has come from Isiolo before your handover. You wish to celebrate that. I come with an item to be so cultural, to be so Kenyan, that she wants to hand over to Regina. Maybe you have viewers to share with her.
So, being a person from Catholic, when we have a visitor, we send our visitor to help us out. Because in my journey, actually, I think most of the time we say that this is that I think it's the yeah, then here, right? Yeah. After that, I will be executive with the exam. Thank you so much. This is what this is my second time back to this country. And it is just because the people here don't treat me like a foreigner. I always feel like I'm welcome and I'm supposed to be here. So this is where I am spending my time. This is where I'm raising my children. I have 4 children. They're all here. This is where we see ourselves just really helping to just be here. Just be here. So thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
So, we move to the last group of people. How many of us here feel like ready to start the US? I know you're registered in the morning, that you're ready to join the program. By the show of hands, please. How many are starting today as we speak? Maybe I can explain how you can start. This is how you can start. We normally commence our program with NCLEX training. As we are doing the NCLEX training, we are working behind the scenes with CTFMS. So that the 2 months you spend on CTFMS, you already use that training. Our training is for 6 months, and it happens in terms of, it's quite an integrated training. It's done online because the real NCLEX exam is computer-based. It's not written, it's not paper-based. It's computer adaptive test, which means you have to know how to scroll, you have to know how to highlight, how to draw, how to identify an item or a diagram. And that's why, even the training, you also have to be exposed to such kind of system. So Professor Regina has a simulated real NCLEX training system. It's called virtual training system. That is V2 system. Maybe you had someone say they access V2 for the 3 months. So that V2 is online. Wherever you are, hata kama ni kwa job, hata kama ni kwa gari ukitwanga ukirudi Isiolo, you are able to access. Then they're going to use the book. You can't use the system alone or the book alone. They must work hand in hand. So that one, you're going to have access for 6 months. 1 month, done. 2nd month, done. Up to 6 months. Most people do not wait for 6 months. They will wait for 4 months so that they have like 2 months remaining. And in that system, remember, NCLEX is not like the previous nursing exam that we used to do. And I'm here proudly to tell you this. I championed for the Technical Nursing Council exam. The first time I arrived in the UK, we were doing essays described for 20 marks. What if that topic is when you are not in class? So you are out, you can't take 20 marks? No. Because only the exams are empty. And thanks to God, nursing council created this from previous format to MCQs. So she has also a list of a bank of questions called the Q&A bank of questions, about 2,700 of them. you're going to be exposed. Mercy did only about, and she was able to pass. You guys, if you start as a student, 2,750, by the time you are done, you even add her more. Is that so? Yes. So the system is for 6 months with questions and answers and rationale. And then it has videos, it has essays, it has case scenarios, it has all case studies and so forth. So you are able to be trained, and the program is in this book. The calendar is in this book. So this is one book you should have. Then, in addition to that, she also has summarized nursing content for NCLEX into a small book. Who remembers there's this huge book? We call it students that. What is the gauge? Volume? Which volume are we in now? Version? Is it 15? 15 edition. Volume 1 and volume 2. Who remembers Pasabanda? Community health. Minds for midwives. So all that content is what should and actually just summarized into a small book. And Mercy just said, use these two books. And she forgot about all those books. And she focused on this small content. And she was able to pass on the second attempt. So all that, the books are actually not for sale, for information. The books are not for sale. The books is an addition to her system. Only those people who buy are people who maybe are not using her system. Or they just want to have the books. They are not enrolling. But anyone who enrolls, they normally get 2 books free of charge. Can you clap for that? It's part of the training. It's part of the fee you pay for the training. You get 2 books free of charge. And at first, when we started sending these books, we really got challenged and what to tell you that. Because it was the first time we said, Peru, Jerry, we can stay with the government, you have to that. And with the time, we partnered with DHL, we partnered with various partners, and we are now able to deliver books to your home. Is that okay? Can you also clap for me? So, whenever you are once you go into our training, you're going to have access to 6 months, you're going to have videos, you're going to have case studies, case scenarios, and you're going to have 2 books. You're going to have Q&A, 2,700 of them. And the cost, you remember, what was the previous cost for NCLEX training? Mercy said the truth. Previously, people used to train anyway with how much? 45,000. Right now, NCLEX training is cheaper than IELTS. Do you know that? IELTS is, they're having a discount of 33,000. I'm still complaining. That is why I'm here, complaining. It's more expensive than NCLEX. So, for Professor Regina, at first, when she came, I was like, the home I come from is so humble to a point that we know we are humble. So I also want to request a pledge of our nurses that they can afford. Not that cheap, because we are not cheap. Are you cheap? No. But at least something that you can access. And she agreed to give us at 25,000 shillings only instead of what can you clap for her? So with 25,000, you are able to enroll now as we speak. You are able to get your 2 books, which are going to be this culture we used to have. You have as a level book, you have autograph. What is an autograph? Someone signing, and you're going to keep that picture in that book forever. That's all. So those of you who are going to subscribe now, going to receive this book officially from Professor Regina, and she's going to sign for you. So if you are somewhere, I know you don't want to public from, I request you, think there is somewhere at the back where she can be able to start supporting you to start your journey. And if you feel like you need to receive your books here, we are going to make it possible. Is that okay? And once you start like that, someone is asking, what is the exam fee? The exam fee is 45,000. And as we speak, how long does it take you to become a USRN? Remember, we are sitting here with a USRN. Yeah, she's here. USRN. So it only takes you 6 months to be a USRN. Are you ready to be a USRN in 6 months? The time to start is today and now. Don't wait. The more you wait, the more changes are going to happen. The more needs are going to happen. The more opportunities are not going to be there. So start today so that we can make you a USRN in 6 months so that I can hand you over to Mark and Regina for jobs in Texas, for jobs in Florida, California, and so forth. Is that okay? So up to that point, I wish to communicate that sometimes when you start this learning, you have to know why you are going to do it. Why do we become nurses? I know lecturers are here, let me stand far away from them. Why do you choose nursing? Why did you choose nursing? Was it a calling? For me, Madam Esther, it was a missed call. I never got a call. No, I came nursing. And better. Can you speak the truth? To earn better so that I can support my loved ones. Is that okay? So I said earn from 16,000, right now it's 500,000. How much can you earn? I want Professor herself tell you how much you're going to earn in the US so that maybe you can receive that call from the US. Welcome, Professor Regina.
Okay, so Paul wants us to go to the secret of success. That's on page 15. You know, right there. All right, so in order for you to come to the US, you are going to need, in order for you to come to the US, you are going to need to understand a few first things that people have. Characteristics that come to the US, the journey from Kenya to the US. Okay. Quality. Number one, resilience. Write that down. That's something we're going to need because the transition to a new country and a new healthcare system can be challenging. But many people have already done it. So you're going to have to be able to push past your comfort zone. The one that you're in right now that's telling you, oh, I got time, I can do this later, you need resilience. Second is adaptability. You came into this classroom, this is an American-based classroom today. You came in here and you were able to understand me and keep up with the pace of the course. Right? The third thing is ambition. The dream is free, but the grind has to be paid every day. Call it grinding. That means working hard. You have to pay that every day. The rent is always due. So if you have all those things, there is a big reward that can be waiting for you in the US. I have a dream for you. I know you see there with a dream, but I also have a dream for you. And my dream for you in your first year, page 17. My dream for you, you turn to page 17, it is for you to be able to make 100,000 US dollars in your first year. I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? How we're going to do it. So, the first thing that you see is a chart here, okay? What's the average compensation for nurses per month here in Kenya? 30,000 for the whole month. 360,000 per year. Okay? That's about right.
The last time I was here, after nurses were earning a very good, but things have changed. Life has become better. salary has gone down. Then we take for new graduates. How much is the average salary for nurses in Kenya? Anyone? Anyone? What is the average salary? And the next people here? We have a hand somewhere. Well, please, let me come. Anyone else? Any other person? So that we don't just speak from our end. Someone, the hand was somewhere at the back. Yes, just raise your hand so that I can spot you. Please. Somewhere there, yeah. We are not going to consider that as your salary, so don't be scared.
Only 76,000.
That's 6,000.
76.
76,000. Is that okay? Yeah, actually, that is the salary I am doing our internship. Immediately I finish internship, I got 16,000. That is the reality now. Okay, 76,000 crores.
So what I want to show is how, I want to get you to this number. Let me get to this number. How hard do you think you have to work in America to get to this number? 500,000 per month? Oh, actually, in America, we get paid, no. Yeah, that's 2 weeks. We get paid every 2 weeks in America. So that would be 500,000 every 2 weeks. That's how we get paid. So, let's fill out this chart here, because I'm going for you to get $100,000. So, 100,000 is our calculation, that's what we want for the year. So how much do you have to make in American dollars per month? I want you to think about how hard you have to work. So your monthly salary would be 100,000 US dollars divided by 12 months a year. So I need you to be able to make $8,333, 33 cents per month. Write that number down. That's your goal. Make sure that we're close to this number, right? Your weekly salary. You can also calculate your weekly salary. You get paid every 2 weeks. So 100,000 divided by 52 weeks in a year. Okay, so that means every week you gotta make 1,923 US dollars and 8 cents. How hard you don't have to work for that. All right, so if we're making that every week, what about the daily salary? Okay, so how much you're gonna make is usually about $40 an hour. That's like minimum, okay? We're gonna be trying to get $40 per hour. $40 per hour. Got it? So we work 12-hour shifts. Okay? 12-hour shifts. We gotta get to $480 per day in order to get to our weekly salary. But how many days do we have to work in order to get to that weekly salary? We're making $480 a day. We gotta work 4 days a week. Are we able to do that? Yes? 4 days a week. You work 4 days a week in the US, you will be able to yield your $100,000, all right, US dollars per year, or your 12,600,000 Canadian dollars. Is that something that's doable? I can't hear you. Is it something that's doable? Absolutely. Actually, nurses who come from Kenya, when they come to the United States, because they're only working 4 days a week, they have to pick up another job. And they work sometimes at the other job. So they're making sometimes double their. So when I say, when Paul says, whatever little bit you have to invest is worth it. It is a return. Because you're not investing in me, you're not investing in Paul. You're investing in yourself. When you get a USRN, it's like starting a business. It's like you have a nursing license. You become a CEO of your nursing license. but you gotta see it as something that you're able to do. So everything that we're saying today, all these people here are saying, I have a piece of the puzzle. You need it. Have a piece of the puzzle. Don't leave without it. All right? This is a huge opportunity for you. It's a huge opportunity. I will be here, Paul will be here, Mark, everybody, to make sure that before you leave, because guess what? We're not gonna be here tomorrow. We're not coming back tomorrow. We're not coming back next week. And Paul has said, the UK was the hot place to go. Now, we can't get in the UK. So it's the US now. It's the best place to meet, but things change so quickly. We're about to have, y'all know President Trump. I know y'all know President Trump, and y'all hear about our election coming. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I know the time is now. The opportunity is now. So before you leave this class, talk to somebody. Talk to me. Talk to Paul, Iris, Eric, somewhere. Your professors. Y'all need to say, hey, let's get them in here, okay? We want to be a partner with you guys. So I have one more great, amazing thing to say before I go. And it's actually not gonna come from me, it's gonna come from Mark. So after that, get ready. If you have my book, you're gonna be signing, read it out. I will be doing signing, I'll be doing autograph, everything. Advice, you don't know where to go, you don't know where to start. We're your experts here today, okay? All right, Mark, what's up?
Good, Professor Regina, another hand. Okay, we've heard a lot about medical training, and as I said from the onset, everybody knows well that I am not a nurse. I'm not a trained medical professional, such as you are or endeavor to be. However, I do have some medical knowledge that I will share with you along the way. My primary purpose for being here is to do the will of God. My primary purpose for marrying Regina is to find a wife or spouse, a woman that can help me raise children to do the will of God. And our goal as a company is to help you grow closer with God as you grow in your professional journey. And so we want to make sure that you have everything that you need in order to grow and progress. I'm going to go back a little bit. My slides here, and I'll share some information with you. I do have a question. How can you tell if somebody is sick? How can you tell if someone is sick? We have a room full of nurses, trained professionals. How can you tell if somebody is sick? Show of hands. How can you tell? Let's take it. If that's okay. How can you tell if someone is sick? That's the question.
Okay. Definitely. But the room of the
It says that you can look and tell if someone is sick. I'm guessing you can look at the charts and numbers and do some tests and diagnosis to tell if somebody is sick. And so now the next question is this: how can you tell if someone is healthy? How can you tell if someone is healthy? You're like a very astute young man, gentleman, and a scholar. Would you please help us to understand how you can tell if someone is healthy?
Exactly. Doctor, I think I'm telling someone who has
What are we observing?
we can observe the physical sign of just like today, the punches, then we can observe the romantic, someone with a video, and someone with
Okay. I see Abdul's back. The question is, how can you tell if somebody is healthy or if somebody has health? How do you
Thank you, Mr. Mark, for this opportunity. My name is Abdul, also Gambi, and I'm graduating this 19th piece of paper. Give a warning. Okay, the question, you can tell if someone is not healthy. And these people, these people, the health people, that they are able to do their activities. Like, for example, all of us here are healthy. That is why we're able to come we're able to come and listen to these presentations because we are healthy. So a healthy person is able to do normal activities. Like, for example, we are able to listen, and I think that is what I can say. They're able to do the normal activities.
I love that. He said a healthy person is able to what? A healthy person is able to do. A healthy person is able to do. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers. I wish above all things that you would prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. But we've answered this question: what does it mean to be in good health? Brother Abdul has said to be in good health means that you are able to do. That you are able to do. You can recognize that somebody is in good health because they are able to do normal activities. You're in health. Kenya is known for having some of the best or the best runners in the world. They are healthy because they can do great activities in running marathons. Someone who runs marathons is obviously in good what? Health, because they are able to do. And so the Bible says that above all things, like more than anything else in the world, more than anything else that you can gain, it says that I want you to prosper and to be in good health, even as thy soul prospers. So it's very important to know what good health is. So if you are a healthy student, you are able to do the assignment. If you are a healthy parent, you have healthy relationships, you are able to do the function of parenting and relating to your children. What does it mean to prosper? What does it mean to prosper? That's our next question. You're a thinker, you're a deep thinker. Let us ask, what does it mean to prosper?
This time to accomplish all your plan for the next time.
It says to prosper means to accomplish all that you have planned. Anybody else? Does everybody agree? Yes? Come please. Hey, you know what? Hold on. Come on, stand up. Tell us your name, please. What does that mean to prosper?
Okay, my name is Prince Odiango. For me, to prosper means to move from one level of success to the next.
I like that. So not only to accomplish the plan, but also to progress from one level of success to the next. He said, beloved, above all things, I want you to prosper and to be in good health, even as thy soul does prosper. Let's look at it. What does it mean to prosper? The word prosper in the text from 3 John. It's the Greek word is yadu. It's a compound of two words, yu, which means to do well, and hados, which means along the way. So if you are to prosper, it simply means, if you were to prosper in the context of this passage, it simply means to do well along the way. Beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul does prosper. So to prosper, it means this. Actually, you know, it's stuff on Paul. I guess he's the example of one that has done well along the way. What it means to prosper is simply this. It means with each step of your journey, that you have the right means to be supported as you travel. To prosper means to be able to go from one level to the next, and then to the next, and to the next, and to be supported at each level as you go. Some people would think, I'm glad it's not you, would think that to prosper means that you have accumulated a sum of wealth, that you have accumulated many things. But that is not prosperity. Prosperity is determined by the journey. See, there's a story in the book that says that there was a man that had an abundance of harvest, more than he could think of. And he had this grain in silos. He said, we have so much, I'm going to tear down my silo and build another one, a bigger one, so I can store the wealth that has been accumulated from the crops. The Bible says that he went to sleep that night and his soul was required. In other words, he wanted to just accumulate. He didn't think that, because I have accumulated, now I can start a greater journey helping somebody else. Because I have gained, now I can do more and go further. If you want to know how to prosper and how to do well, here's the key. If you want to know how to amass wealth, here's the key. If you want to know how to make it to that 100,000 US in a year, here is the key. The key is to set your journey to one that requires that much. The key is to set your steps along the path that requires you to gain everything along the way. If you set your journey for here and there, God will provide for you here and there. And you'll prosper here. If you set your journey to go to the bigger city, if you will, to Nairobi, and you say, Lord, I want to go for more opportunity. God will prosper you and provide along the way as you go. But if you look at the journey and say, that is too far, I don't have what it takes, it won't come to you. You must first set the destination and say, yes, I want to go to the U.S. And then what you have set as a destination, God is able to bring you those things for your journey as you go along the way, if it is according to His will. Many years ago, Paul, managing director with Kenyan Nurse, he set out to provide NCLEX training to this school this year, many years ago. This year, God answered his prayer in a dynamic way. Because he set that out as the goal, as the journey. God saw fit that earlier this year, Regina and I were in the United States. And we're reading the headlines that talk about a new testing center here in Kenya. And we saw that and we said, wow, this is amazing. Opportunities opening up in Africa. It's been a dream of ours to be able to go to Africa. And we endeavored to do that. But we did not want to do it in such a way that we would be tourists. Looking around and, let's see. We wanted to be able to do it in a way that was blessed. So Professor Regina said a prayer. She said, Lord, send me a man that can show me the way and to show us how to go and to be a blessing to help the nurses in Africa and in Kenya in particular. And with that prayer, she prayed and began to send emails and correspondence. She only sent maybe a handful of emails. She messaged some colleges, some universities, some organizations. But one of those messages was to Kenyan nurse. One of those messages went directly to Paul. Not us not knowing that this is something that he had set out years before. Us not knowing that this is something that God had in the works in his orchestra. But because of his faith and his outreach and to grow and to prosper and to help you all prosper as well, God saw fit to add Professor Regina to the journey. That's what it means to prosper. It means to set a goal that God can bless you with and provide all of your needs according to his riches and his glory, not just for your own. So as you set on your endeavor to go to the United States, our goal, our desire above all is that you would prosper and to be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Take a breath. Everybody take a breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. I want to hear breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. What? Breathe in. Breathe out. As many breaths as you take, God provides that air, that oxygen that you need with every single breath. You don't have a fear that you're going to run out of breath because you're in good health. Every step of your journey, God is enriching you. He's providing what you need every single step. But it's up to you to breathe in, and God will provide. Now, we have had a nurse here that has shown a great deal of love and kindness to my family. She has come on our own, and we thank you for that. You were saying? It doesn't take long. But what's hers is mine, and what's mine is hers. And so when you gave it to her, you gave it to me. I thank you. Can I give you one? Thank you. Thank you. And because you have come on understanding what it means to prosper, I want to make sure that you have sufficient means to be blessed on the journey as you return. Okay? This is for you. This is for your journey home and your journey abroad. Okay? God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our goal is to make sure that you prosper on your journey, that you're trusting God to carry you along the way with each step. As He shows you the step, you move forward by faith, understanding that God will provide all of your needs for your step. Amen. If you believe that, let's say a word of prayer. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for the time that we have spent together. We thank you, Lord, for being a God that answers prayers and a God that sees the heart of your people. We thank you, Lord, for being a God that is able to cross
Many sons of Father Abraham, I am one of them, and so are you. So let us praise the Lord. Rise up, let us rise, let us turn around. Abraham, by the many sons, of Father Abraham, I am one of them, and so let us rise up, Lord.
Thank you so much. I can't believe thank you so much. Have a seat, please. Please have a seat. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much once again. Give a hand for Professor. Give a hand for yourself. Give a hand for the board. Thank you, guys. At this time, I will turn it over to the one who has invited us for all protocols to be observed. Mr. Paul Simayou. Please give him a hand for bringing this event.
Shukrani sana Mark. I'm trying to speak to them in Swahili so that when they come back, they can also sit for a Swahili language. What do you think? An exam. Yes. I'm hoping that all of us have been inspired, have been motivated to make steps in our life. As you've heard from Mark, it's a journey, but you have to start. And as you start, don't be scared of the challenges.